Hello and welcome. I hope you will be well, friends. Topic was based on the cloud practitioner because if you are a beginner, friends, and if you are preparing for the AWS Cloud Practitioner, okay, friends. So you know the already, friends, and if you have you don't know, so I have everything I have discussed about the in this video. I will give the link in the description box. So friends, in that video I was discuss everything, how much topics was important and how much marks is asking in that the questions, okay, and how much the mask is a passing marks, okay, friends. So friends, firstly you will see the previous video. After that this one video it will be help for you, okay. So friends, in this video you know the friends, uh, one more thing I will tell you, friends. Majorly questions was coming in the in that the exam is a repetition questions, all right, friends. So friends, if you will be follow this playlist, so it will be very helpful for you. Why? Because I am telling you confidently, because I have seen lots of time is a majorly question is the previous question was given there, okay. Only few questions it will be different, that one it will be uh, check your ability, and few question will give you to without a score, okay. So friends, now move on the questions, and everything I will be explained. And one more thing, friends, if any will be problem, it will be going on in your side, and any doubt it will be create in your side. So friends, so without any hesitation you will be comment, and definitely I will be make the video and I will mention you, okay. So friends, now move on the, okay. So friends, in this video I am discussing the 10 questions, and each of video I will be discuss, okay. Now move on the next question. First question, okay. This one is the first question, friends, okay. A retailer company is migrating its IT infrastructure application from on premises to the AWS cloud. Which cost will the company eliminate with this migration, okay. It means how much it will be, and option you can see here the friends is the selected two option, okay. This one is the major, yeah, because that exam time you will be see the here that the place it will be given you square. So you need to remember, friends, it will be check the two option, okay. If you will be miss this one read, so definitely if given you a circle, it's been oval, so definitely you will mark, it will be mark only one, okay. But when it will be given you a square, so definitely you will be mark the two option, okay, one or more, okay. Now I'm going to the explain. A company, a retail company is migrating its IT infrastructure application from on premises to the AWS cloud, okay. Which cost will the company eliminate with this migration, okay. Which cost the company eliminate with this migration, okay. So in this, friend, cost of the data center operation, and second one it will be cost of the physical server hardware, okay. This one is the measure, okay. No need to the required your the center, and no need to require the physical hardware, because everything has given provided from the AWS company, okay. Now move on the next question, friends. Which AWS service can use AWS WAF to protect against common web exploitations? Select two option. WAF, it's mean, friends, web application firewall, okay. Web application firewall, it means to protect the against a common web exploitations, all right. So friends, in this video, friends, in this question is telling you how which type of protect and which one. So in this video, so in this question, friends, it will be answer, it will be our first one is Amazon API gateways, and second one, friends, AWS cloud front, all right. So anyone, friends, it will be required to related to the videos. So CloudFront is the answer it will be. Okay, now move on the next question, friends. Move on the fast. I will not take your more time. A company needs a centralized secure way to create and manage the cryptographic keys. The company will use the key across a wide range of AWS service and applications. The company needs to track and document when the keys are created, used and deleted. Okay, which AWS service or feature will meet this requirements. All right. So friends, in this, what will be the answer of that question? If you have know the answer, so mark in the comment box, and but I will be tell you. Okay, this one it will be answer. It will be AWS Key Management Service. Okay, KMS in the short form. Now move on the next question. A company needs a steady and predictable performance from its Amazon EC2. EC2 stands for friends Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, instance at the lowest possible cost. The company also needs the ability to scale a resource to ensure that it has the right resource available at the right time. Okay, which AWS service or resource will meet these requirements? Which AWS service or resource will meet these requirements? So what will be the answer, friends? Friends, it will be answer Amazon EC2 auto scaling. Okay, because this EC2 auto scaling, it's very flexible. It's no need to the required to the daytime overload is and overfitting your the server. That time it auto scaling to manage your the server. Okay, now move on the question. A company runs a web application on Amazon EC2 instance. The application must run consistently and it's expected to run indefinitely without interruption. Which EC2 instance purchasing option will meet these requirements most cost effectively? Okay, so select two option. So what will be the answer? So answer it will be option number dedicated host and reserved instance. Yes, reserved instance. Okay, right. So reserved instance and dedicated host. Now move on the next question. A company is planning to run a global marketing application in the AWS cloud. The application will feature videos that can be viewed by user. The company must ensure that all user can view these videos and low latency. Which AWS service should the company use to meet these requirements? So friends, definitely you know the very well this one answer. So Amazon CloudFront. Okay, now move on the next. Because friends, any will come the in a question will ask you related to the video, and so definitely you will be mark the question answer of the CloudFront. Okay, now move on the question number 7. Which pillar of the AWS will architect framework refer to ability of a system to recover from the infrastructure or a service disruption and dynamically occur the computing resource to the meet demand? Okay, so friends, what will be the answer? So you know the variable. What one? It will be the answer reliability. You know the friends, reliability. Why we are selecting the cloud? Because auto scaling, reliability, cost effective. That's why we are going move on the cloud side. Okay, so this one question it will be answer reliability. Okay, now move on the next question. Which of the Which of the following are benefits of the migrating to the AWS cloud? Migrating benefit. All right, so migrating benefit, choose two option. Okay, so which one will be there? Business agility, and second one, what will be the operational resilience. Okay, operational resilience and business agility. Okay, now move on the next question. A company is planning to replace its physical on-premises compute server with AWS serverless compute service. The company wants to able to take advantage of advanced technologies quickly after the migration. Which pillar of the AWS will architect framework does the plan represent? Does this plan represent? Okay, so what will be the answer, friends? It will be the performance efficiency. All right, now move on the next question. A large company has multiple departments. Each department has its own AWS account. All right, each department has purchased a Amazon EC2 reserved instance. Some departments do not use all the reserved instance that they purchased, and other departments need more reserved instance than they purchased. The company needs to manage the AWS account for all the department so that the department can share the reserved instance which AWS service or tools should the company use to meet these requirements. You know the very well, friends. So anyone can be the work performed with the help of the EC2 server. Okay, so what will the answer, friends? It will be the answer cost explorer. Yes, cost explorer, friends. Okay, so now let's start. So friends, which component of the AWS global infrastructure is made up of one or more disaster data center that have a redundant power, networking and connectivity? So friends, what will be the answer? If you know, so do comment. And okay, so friends, this will be answer, it will be ability zone. All right, now move on the and we will see the explanation. Okay, so you can see here the ability zone. Do you know, friends, what is ability zone? An AWS ability zone is a data center or a group of data centers located within a region that have independent power, networking and the connectivity. Each ability zone is isolated from the failure in other ability zones, which helps ensure that the application and data are highly available and fault tolerant. AWS customer can use multiple ability zones to build a resilient and scalable applications that are capable withstanding a wide range of potential disruption. So friends, you know the very well, friends, Amazon is a company as a web services providing, because and also you know the data centers has the all the different countries is required, and data centers has made it so depend on the users, so they can use the different also. Okay, now move on the next question. Which duties are the responsibility of a company that is using a Lambda? Okay, you know the friends, Lambda is a serverless. Okay, now move on the what is question is saying, which duties are responsibility of a company that is using the AWS Lambda? Okay, so what will the answer, friends? Please choose the two option. It will be writing and updating of the code and security of underlying infrastructure. Okay, because friends, this is a now move on the explanation. Everything your doubt will be clear now, kept in your mind. Writing and updating of the code in the Lambda server. All right, and security of underlying infrastructure. All right, so you can see here the friends, writing and updating of the code and security of underlying infrastructure as a responsibility of a company that is using AWS Lambda, because AWS Lambda is a serverless compute service that enable users to run code without provisioning or managing server. When using a Lambda, the customer is responsible for writing and updating their own code, and also as well as ensuring the security of the underlying infrastructure, such as configuring security groups, setting up access control, and monitoring their environment for security events. All right, and also friends, AWS Lambda is a managed service. So AWS is responsible for security of the underlying infrastructure, including the physical securities and networking security and security of the hypervisor. The friends, hypervisor, the very well is the where the you can be run the multiples operating systems. So that one is a hypervisor. Just like your AWS cloud, there you can be use the different multiples operating system like EC2 and Lambda and different and a host. And move on the next host operating system. The selection of the CPU resource and patching of operating system are also managed the AWS and not the responsible of the customer. The friends, this is very important. All right, okay, now move on next. So friends, now move on the 30 number question. Question is saying, which AWS service of the features provide disaster recovery solution for Amazon EC2 instance? All right, select two option. If you know, please comment on the comment box. Definitely I will tell. Okay, so what will the answer? Answer, it will be B and C. EC2 Amazon machine image and Amazon Elastic Block Storage, Amazon EBS, because EBS is the friends elastic block storage, where the huge of the data you can store there okay. And the friends, EC2 Amazon machine image, because for example, if you are installing in your system is Windows 10, Windows 7 and different operating system. So what that time we need, the image, okay, OS OS image, okay. And that also we can say also and different way ISO file, okay, the very well ISO file, and also that and also another say machine image, okay. So this one is the very important, okay. So now move on the next. You can see the explanation. EC2 Amazon machine image and Amazon Elastic Block Storage, okay, in the short form the EBS snapshots, are AWS service of the features that provide a disaster recovery solution for the Amazon EC2 instance. EC2 instance machine image are pre-configured images that can be used to launch EC2 instance. They can be used to disaster recovery solution by creating and storing copies of the instance in the different regions. Okay, the friends, different regions. For example, if you are using the server EC2, but your data is the storing in the multiples where different regions, okay, your different regions your data is storing, so you can be also recover it, okay. This way, if an EC2 instance fail and replacement instance can be quickly launched from the AIM copy in the another region. And Amazon Elastic Block Storage EBS snapshot are the point in time backup of EBS volumes. They can also be used to disaster recovery solution by creating and storing EBS snapshot in the different regions. A copy of the data can be easily restored in the event of the disaster or a failure. Reserved instance, AWS Shield and Amazon Guard Duty do not provide a disaster recovery solution for Amazon EC2 instances are reserved instances allows user to reserve EC2 capacity at the discounted rate, while AWS Shield manage the DDoS and protection service, and Amazon Guard Duty is treated the protection service for the AWS account and workload. Okay, so I hope you will be understand, friends, AIM and EBS. Okay, now move on the next one question. A company is migrating to the AWS cloud instead of the running its infrastructure and premises. Which of the following of the advantages of the migration? Okay, select the two option. So friends, what will be the answer? If you know, so do comment in the comment box. Okay, what will be the answer? Answer it will be increase the global reach and agility and ability to deploy globally in a minutes. Okay, so a company is migrating. You know the friends, migrating it means another to convert the another way. For example, you can see the option number C, ability to deploy globally in the minute. Okay, if your data is the minimum size, so you can be instant, and in a minute you can see the result also, and you can also anywhere can see from in the world, and increase the global reach and agility. Okay, you can also expand your the network when you will be go the cloud. Okay, now the explanation is here. Increase the global reach and agility and ability to deploy the global in a minute are advantages of migrating to the AWS cloud instead of the running infrastructure on premises. So you can read the friends, this one is a migrating to the AWS cloud private organization with the ability to quickly and easily to deploy infrastructure in the region around the world. So this one is the very important, friends. If you will read the one time only, so no need to require to read again. Okay, now move on the next, because video length it will be should be not be long, because I am taking here to only 5 questions, that's why. A user is a comparing purchase option for an application that runs on Amazon EC2 and Amazon RDS relational database. Okay, dataset. The application cannot sustain any interruption. The application experiences a predictable amount of use, including some seasonal peaks that last only a few weeks at a time. It is not possible to modify application. Which purchase option meets these requirements most effectively? Which one most effectively, friends? It will be buy reserved instance for the predicted amount of using throughout the year. Allow any seasonal use to run on spot instance. Okay, now move on the explanation. Buy reserved instance for the predicted amount of the uses throughout the year. Allow any seasons use to run on the spot instance would meet the requirements most causing. Okay, thanks for this watching video, friends. If any problem is there in your side, so you can definitely comment in the comment box. Definitely I will be help you. Okay, so question number 70 is telling a company wants to migrate a critical application to the AWS. Application has to short runtime. The application is invoked by the change in data or by shift in system state. The company needs to compute the system that maximize the operational efficiency and minimize the cost of running the application. Question is telling which AWS solution should be company use to meet these requirements. Which one option? If you would like to any answer, it will be correct. So do the comment with the time stamp. I will be give you one one heart. Okay, so I will so what will the answer? So answer it will be AWS Lambda. You know the Lambda is a serverless, with the example, with the explanation here. AWS Lambda is the serverless compute service that allows to running code is response to event or triggers without the needs to manage or the provision server. So you can see the images here, though you know the ordering request and also response the order request. All right, here the Lambda server using there. Now move on the next print and we will see the question number 18. All right, which AWS service or features allow users to connect with the deploy AWS service programmatically? Which one? If you know, so do the comment, otherwise I will tell you answer. All right friends. Okay, so how will you answer? Answer it will be AWS Software Development Kit, SDK. Okay, how it can be possible? So let's see the explanation of the question. AWS SDK are the collection of the software development tools and the libraries that enables the developers to build the applications that interact with the AWS services using the popular programming languages like Java, Python, .NET, Node.js, Ruby and many others languages. So you know the friends, what will the answer? Answer it will be AWS Development Kit. AWS Software Development Kit, right? Now move on the next question number of 19. A company plan to create the data lake that use Amazon S3. Which factor will have to most effective on the cost? Which one will be, friends? Here the given have the 4 examples. First one is a selective of the S3 storage triggers, and the second one is the charges to transfer the existing data into Amazon S3, the addition of the S3 bucket policies, S3 engaged fees for each request. So if you know the answer, do the comment friends. Okay, answer it will be right, the selection of the S3 storage triggers. Now move on the next and we will see the explanation here. So Amazon S3 offers the different storage classes or triggers, such as the standard, the frequent access, okay, infrequent access, and Glacier with the very pricing and features. You know the Glacier is the storage facility, giving the storage facility. Okay, so S3 is also provide the storage facilities. Now move on the next and we will see the question number 20. A company is launching an e-commerce application that must always be available. Yeah, right, always should be available. That's why anyone can be ordered the use the applications. The application will be run on the Amazon EC2 instance continuously for the next 12 months. What is the most effective instance purchasing option that meets these requirements? Which one it will be right? It will be saving plan. All right, now move on the next and we will see the explanation of that. To ensure that the e-commerce application is always available and run continuously on the Amazon EC2 instance for the next 12 months, and the most cost effective instance purchasing the option that meets the requirements is saving the plan is option number B is right, saving plans. Now move on the next friend, question number 21. Which AWS service or features can a company use to determine which business unit is using the specific AWS resources? Which one? Option number A, cost allocation tags. Now move to the next and we will see the explanation of the friends. Cost allocation tags are the metadata labeled that the company can apply the AWS resources such as the EC2 instance, S3 buckets, and RDS relational database system and databases to categorize them to track and use the cost across the different business units, applications, environments, or the projects. Alright, now move on the next friends. Question number 21. A company wants to migrate its workload to AWS, but it lacks of the expertise in AWS cloud computing. Which AWS service or features will help the company with its migration? Which one, friends? Because friends, this company wants to distribute our the workload. Who will be tell? AWS consulting partners. They will be help, and which type of the plans I will show you in the next slide. If a company lacks expertise in the AWS cloud computing and wants to migrate its workloads to AWS, the AWS service or the features that can help the company with the migration is the AWS consulting partners. Option number B is right. You can see here the given the different types of the partnerships. Thanks for so friends, 23 number question is telling which AWS service or tools should a company use to centrally request and track the service limit increases. Which one service, friends? So service number is service quets. Explanation is here. The AWS service that a company should use to centrally request and track the service limit increases is option number B. Now move on the next. We will see the 24 number question. So question is telling which documentation does the AWS artifact provide? Which one document? So AWS ISO certification. Explanation is here. The AWS artifact provides the AWS customers with the on-demand access to the AWS compliance documentation, including AWS ISO certification, SOC reports, and PCI reports. Therefore, the correct answer is the B, AWS certification. Now move on the next, friends. So friends, question number is 25. Which task required using the AWS account root user credential? Which one task is required? Changing the AWS support plan. If you will change the plan, so it will be meet you the different features. Okay, so you can see here the explanation. The task is the task that requires using the AWS account root user credential is P is changing the AWS support plans. Now move on the next. We will see the 26 number of question. A company needs to simultaneously process the 100 of the requests from the different users. Which combination of AWS service should the company use to build an operationally efficient solution? If you know the answer, so do the comment. But you can see in the screen Amazon Simple SQS, Simple Queue Service, and the AWS Lambda. You know the Lambda is just AWS Lambda is just serverless instance. So explanation is here. Amazon Simple Queue Service and Lambda. AWS Lambda would be the best combination of the AWS services, the given scenario. Move on the next, friends. What is the scope of the VPC within the AWS network? You know the VPC, friends, virtual private cloud. So I will show you the pictures in the next slide, so it will be very clear of you. Okay, so you can see here a VPC can span all ability zones within a regions. You know the, friends, VPC ability zones and regions. So ability zones is belong inside the regions. So explanation is here. Option number D. A VPC can span all ability zones within a regions within an AWS regions. The scope of the VPC virtual private cloud within the region network is limited to the specific AWS regions. It allows the customer to create their own virtual network within the AWS cloud and configure it as per the requirement. If the customer it will be required the different, so AWS it will be provide the difference also. Now move on the next. So which of the following are the component of the AWS site to site VPN connection? Which one component, friends? So virtual VPC gateway, it means VPG, and customer gateway. Okay friends, so you can see here the explanation. Virtual private gateway and the customer gateway are correspondent of an AWS site to site VPC and connection. Now move on the next, friends. You can see here the regions, and inside the regions is ability zone, and this one is the ability zone, but is all the connected to the VPC virtual private cloud, and this one is the internet gateway, and this one is the internet, and you can use the administrator and the remote servers. Okay. You can see here the friends. Question number 29. A company needs to establish a connection between two VPC. Okay, but here in the pictures is only one VPC. If two VPC, it will be inside the question is telling the VPC are located at the two different AWS regions. The company wants to use the existing infrastructure of the VPC for the connection. Which AWS service or features can be used to establish this connection? So option number is C, AWS Direct Connect. AWS Direct Connect can be used to establish a connection between two VPC located in the different regions while using the existing infrastructure of the VPCs. So it's very clear of you, friends. If the two VPC has the in a different location, so how it will be connect with the, so it will be help the AWS Direct Connect. So move on the next, friends. We will see the question number of 30. According to the AWS share responsibility model, what responsibility does a customer have when using Amazon RDS to host our database? So you know the Amazon RDS hosted. So responsibility, so manage connection to the databases. Explanation is there. According to the share responsibility models, a customer is responsible for designing the encryption add to rest strategy when using the Amazon RDS to host two databases. So friends, if you have for example before the question is start, I have asked one question. If you have any doubt related to the AWS exam, and if you have the different question, so definitely you will be asked, I will be help you. Okay friends. So friends, now move on this question, because we have already 31 number question which is done. Okay, in the previous video I will definitely I have given the link in the description box. Okay, so I can see the 31 number question. All right, so question is telling, what are the advantages of using Amazon EC2 instance to host application in the AWS cloud instead of an on-premises? You know the very well, friends, on-premises it means your local devices, but here the advantages is asking EC2 instance. First answer it will be EC2 includes the operating system patch management, and also second answer it will be, because here the question is asking to answer. Okay, so EC2 instance has a flexible pay as you go pricing model. You know the very well, friends, pricing model is a different when you will pay and use more, pay less, use more. It's a different pricing model. So if in a few days we will see the that like questions. Okay, so explanation is here. Explanation is also same the next based on the question. So yeah, I am going to explain it. So EC2 includes the operating system batch management, and D option is the EC2 has a flexible pay as you go pricing model. Okay, are advantages to using the using Amazon EC2 instances to host application in the AWS cloud instead of and the on premises. Alright friends, so move on the next friend and we will see the 32 number question. So friend, question is asking a user needs to determine whether an Amazon EC2 instance security group were modified in the last month. Okay, how can the user see if a change was made? How can they see? Okay, question is very simple friends. User wants to see, it's very simple. Okay, so because he was the change in the last month. Okay, so answer it will be use AWS Cloud Trial to see if you have a security group was changed or not. You can see inside the your Cloud Trial. So explanation is here. C option number is correct because you have already seen. So explanation is here. C use AWS Cloud Trial to see the if the security group was changed or not. Okay, you can see AWS Cloud Trial provides a record of all the APIs call mates in an AWS accounts. It enables the users to log continuously, monitor and retain account activities and related to the action across the AWS services. It means friends, if you have any modification in anywhere, so continuously this cloud trial is monitored there, that one activities. Now move on the next friends, if you have any question doubt, so friend definitely you will be asked friends, because my motive is to should not be any doubt in your side, because if you have any doubt, so definitely ask friends. So question number is 33. Which AWS service will help the protect application running on the AWS from DDoS attack? You know the very well friend, DDoS attack means distributed denial of service. Okay, so friends, what will be the answer? AWS shielded, because you can see here the when the DDoS attack is on the server. Okay, so which one is the AWS shielded protection? This one is the AWS shielded protection is the all the cover area. Okay, so explanation is here friends. AWS shielded is a manage the DDoS. Okay, distributed denial of service protection service that helps to safeguard application running on AWS against the most common DDoS attack. You know the very well friends, DDoS attack is mean the very multiple traffic has come on your application servers, so continuously without any purpose. It means any hacker to attack the system, and they wants to slow the computer system. So that one AWS shielded, it will be very protect your application. Now move on the 34th number question friends. So question is telling which AWS service or features acts as a firewall for the Amazon EC2 instance. Which one features friends? Security group friends, because security group is the very important for your application server on your virtual private cloud. Okay, because without firewall you cannot save your software is not safe. So explanation is here. A security group acts as a virtual firewall for the Amazon EC2 instance for control the inbound and outbound traffic on instance. It's very simple friends, because firewall is also in your computer's local system is also working right now. How does the AWS cloud pricing model differ from the traditional on-premises storage pricing model? So friends, it's very different friends, because on premises it will be very your costly your pricing model, but it's but in the future time you cannot increase that. But on the AWS cloud pricing model is the very different, because you can at a time it is a very flexible. You can increase the after the storage fulfilled, you can increase your pricing models, and different storage pricing model you can take. There are no infrastructure operating cost. It's important friends. Explanation is here. AWS manages the underlying infrastructure including the server, storage and the networking. This means the
Customer do not need to purchase the maintain any hardware or the software infrastructure, right friends? Because it's no important to purchase the any hardware or infrastructure to carry for it and store that the storage devices. Okay, so pricing model is the difference of the AWS account. So now move on the next, we will see the 36 number question. A company has a single AWS EC2 instance. The company wants to adopt a highly available architecture. What can the company to meet this requirement? And so it will be a scale horizontally across the multiple ability zone. You know the very well friends, ability zone is inside the region. There are one or two, maximum two ability zones are there in the one region. Okay, explanation is here friends. So scale horizontally across the multiple ability zones. To achieve the high ability, it's recommended to scale horizontally across the multiple ability zone, in the short form AZs. An ability zone is an isolated location within an AWS region, has an independent power and cooling and networking infrastructure. Okay friends, is there the no your any requirement, power and cooling and networking, everything provided from the AWS. So it's very company high adaptability available architecture on the AWS. So now move on the next friend, we will see the 37 number question. A company on premises application deployment cycle was 3 to 4 weeks, but after migrating to the AWS cloud, the company can deploy the application in the 2 to 3 days. So so different friends, it's not take too long time. Which benefits has to company experience by the moving to the AWS cloud? So agility is the very important friends, because you can analyze the application software. So now move on, the explanation is here. The company has experience to increase the agility to moving the AWS cloud. Agility refer to the ability to quick adopt the response to changing the business requirements. Okay friends, they will be quickly adopt. Now move on the next, we will see the 38 number question. Which of the following are the included in AWS enterprise supports? Select two options. Enterprise supports. Which one friends? TIM, it means AWS Technical Account Manager, and 5-minute response time to critical issues. It means if you have any critical issues has created, so you it will be solved in a 5 minutes response time. Okay, where is your problem in your application software and deploy models? So explanation is here friends. AWS Enterprise Support is a premium support offering that provide a range of the benefits and features, including access to a dedicated technical account manager who can provide the guidance and support for complex deployments and applications. It also includes a 5-minute response time for critical issues, which is a response time that ensures that the critical issues are addressing quickly. Because friends, TAM, it's mean your technical account manager, it will be help for you and they will be responsible for your critical issues and quickly, and issues are addressed quickly. Thank you. And next, on the 39 number question, a global media company use the AWS organization to manage the multiple AWS account. Which AWS service or features can the company use to limit the access to AWS services for member accounts? Which one friends? So ACP, you know the very well friends, ACP in your not civil services, it's a ACP inside the service control policies. Okay, so explanation is here. In next slide I will show you the pictures and where the work the ACPs. Okay, explanation is here. The global media company can use the service control policies to limit access to AWS services for member accounts in AWS organization. SAPs are a type of the policy that can be applied to an entire organization. You can see here the images. So inside the denial all SAPs and core SAPs and app SAPs. So everything has the managed to your quarantine OU and core OU and app OU. Okay, so AWS master account here. Okay, now move on the next and we will see the last number today question. So a company wants to limit its employee AWS access to portfolio of a predefined AWS resources. Which AWS solution should the company use to meet these requirements? Service catalog. Service catalog, how it can be? Because explanation is here. The company should use the AWS service catalog to limit its deploy AWS access to a portfolio predefined AWS resources. AWS Service Catalog allows the organization to create and manage the catalogs of the IT services that can approved for use on AWS. This service can include the AWS resources such as EC2 instance, RDS relational database system, and S3 buckets. Let's see the question number 41. So, an online company was running a workload on premises and was struggling to launch a new product and features. After migrating the workload to AWS, the company can quickly launch the product and features can scale its infrastructure as required. Which AWS value propositions does this scenario describe? Answer is showing business agility. Why it will be business agility? So let's see the explanation. Because friends, the scenario describe how the company was able to quickly launch a new product and features after the migrating the workload to the AWS. So friends, I hope this question it will be clear of you. So friends, move on the next slide. Question number 42. Which of the following are advantages of the AWS cloud? Everyone, if you are preparing the AWS certificates, you know the very well the question is the why we are using and why the company is shifting on the AWS cloud side. So let's see the answer. Ability to quick change the required capacity. Second, high economics of the scale. It's right, friend, because it's majorly role playing in this cloud. So explanation is here. B, why it will be ability to quickly change the required capacity. Ability to quickly change the required capacity. One of the key benefit of the using the AWS cloud is the benefit to easily and quickly scale up or down computing resources as needed. It's right, friend, because now the friends you are using now you are requirement the two system. So it will you can take the two computers on the AWS, but after few days it will be required to your 3 to 4, so it will be your cost it will be high. So friends, it cannot be possible to on your on premises. Okay, so on the AWS cloud you can easily to increase and decrease, so it's benefit. Okay, and the third one is high economics of the scale. AWS operates at a massive scale, providing significant economics of the scale to customers. It's very right, friend, it's very right, because friends, if a person is using the more than the services, so it will be cost it will be high. Okay friends, so move on the next, friend, we will see the 43 number question. AWS has the ability to achieve lower pay-as-you-go pricing by aggregating usage across the hundred of the thousand of the users. This describes which advantages of the AWS. Which one advantages? High economic of the scale. Explanation is here. High economics of the scale. The statement AWS has to ability to achieve their lower pay-as-you-go pricing by aggregating use across the hundred of thousands of users. Describe the advantages of the AWS of high economics of the scale. You can see here the friends, pay as you go. When if you are using the service any services, so you can pay which one service you are using. Now move on the next, friends. So friends, a company has a database server that is always running. The company hosts the server on an Amazon EC2 instance. The instance size are suitable for the workload. The workload will run for 1 year, which EC2 instance purchasing option will make their requirements most cost effective. What will be the answer, friends? Standard reserved instance. Explanation: the standard reserved instance for a workload that runs constantly for 1 year. The most cost-effective EC2 instance purchasing option would be a standard reserved instance, Amazon EC2 instance for 1 to 3 year exchange for the lower hourly rate. Friends, it is very important for you because this one EC2 instance is very important, because if you are using the cloud services, so it's very important because it's always to running your this one your EC2 instance. Okay, and also you can achieve it the lower cost. Now move on the next trend and the 45 number question. A company is developing a mobile app that needs a high performance NoSQL database. Which AWS service could the company use for this database? Option number D and option number E. Amazon Document DB, which it means with MongoDB capabilities, and Amazon DynamoDB. Amazon DynamoDB is a fully managed NoSQL database services provided by AWS. Option number D. Option why it will be option number D. Amazon Document DB with the Document DB capabilities. Amazon Document DB is a fully managed the document database services, which is a capability with the MongoDB. So friends, we will see the 46 number question. Which tasks are responsibility of AWS according to the AWS share responsibility model? Which one, friends? So option number B and option number D. Upgrade the firmware of the network infrastructure, and option number D. Maintain the physical security of edge's location. Explanation is here. Upgrade the firmware of the network infrastructure. AWS is responsibility for the maintaining and upgrading the underlying network infrastructure, including the firmware of the network devices. Maintain the physical security of the edge's location. AWS is responsibility for the ensuring the physical security of their the data centers and edges location where the services are the hosted, right friends, where your data is hosted. Okay, now move on the next, friends. We will see the 47 number question. Which of the following are features of the network ACLs as they are used in the AWS cloud? Okay, so option number is A and D. They are stateless, and option number D is they process rules in order, starting with the lowest number rule when deciding whether to allow traffic. So explanation, friend. They are stateless. Network ACL in AWS are stateless, which means that they do not keep track of the state of the connection. Option number D. Why it will be option number D? The process rules in order to starting with the lowest 100 rules when deciding whether to allow the traffic. Network ACLs follows a sequence order in processing rules. Okay friends, now move on the next and 48 number question. A company has designed its AWS cloud infrastructure to run its workload effectively. The company also has protocols in a place of continuously improve the supporting process. Which pillar of the AWS well architect framework does this scenario represent? Which one, friends? Option number is D, operational excellence. Why it will be answer this one? Operational excellence in the AWS well architect framework focus on the ability to run workload effectively and efficiently when continuously improving the supporting process. It involves the designing and managing the system to support the business objective, automating process and constantly. Okay friends, now move on the next on the 49 number question. Which AWS service or features can be used to create a private connection between an on-premises workload and AWS Cloud Workload. Option number is D, AWS Private Link. AWS Private Link is the service or features that can be used to create a private connection between an on-premises workload and an AWS cloud workload. So friends, question number 15. A company needs to graphically visualize AWS billing and use over the time. The company also needs to information about the AWS monthly cost. Which company billing cost management tools provides this data in the graphical format? Option number is B, friends, Cost Explorer. Because friends, Cost Explorer is the represent your the monthly cost and yearly and half yearly and monthly and hourly. Everything is represented in the graphical way. You can see it in your Cost Explorer login. So explanation is here. AWS Cost Explorer is the AWS billing and cost management tools that provides the data about the AWS billing and use in a graphical format. Practitioner exam is the very important, friends. So if you are if you are have not seen the already previous videos, so definitely I will be provide the videos link in the tab board, and also I will provide in the description boxes. All right, so friends, in this video we will cover the, I have already told 51 to 60 questions, 51 from 60 questions. All right, so let's move on the 51 number questions. So friends, a company wants to run the production workload on the AWS. The company needs to concise service a designated AWS technical account manager TAM the, and technical support that available 24 day, okay, 7 day a week. Which AWS service plan will meet these requirements? Which one will plan we will take? The user, after then we will take the 24 hours in a day and 7 days in a week. So person will take the AWS enterprise support. After then this facility they can be take. Okay, why it will be answer? Explanation is here, friends. AWS enterprise support is the designed for the business purpose. All right, that requires a high level of the support and personalized assistance. Now move on the next, friends. I hope it will be clear, friends. If any doubt clear in your side, friend, definitely you will comment. I will be help you. Okay, now move on the next, friend. Which architecture design principle describe the need to isolate failure between the dependent component in the AWS cloud? What will be the answer, friends? Friends, it will be answer loosely coupled components. Why it will be answered, friends? Because loosely coupling refers to designing the components in a way that minimize the dependencies between them. It's aimed to ensure that the failure or a change in one component does not have a significant impact on other component by loosely coupling. It's very clear to you, friends, because without loosely couple components it's not be possible. Okay, so now move on the next, friends. So 53 number question, friends. This question is telling which AWS service are managed the databases services. Select the two option, because friend this one is a very popular questions. I hope you are preparing the AWS practitioner, so you have already know about the databases of the AWS. So if you know the, please do the comment, and answer it will be Amazon RDS, and after then Amazon DynamoDB, because relational data system, data service, and DynamoDB is data. Okay, so explanation is here, friends. See, Amazon RDS, Amazon Relational Database Service, it is a manage the service that amplifies the setup, operations, and scaling the relational databases such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle SQL Server, and Amazon Aurora. All right, so
next one, why it will be the Amazon DynamoDB? Because it is a fully managed the NoSQL databases, because in there the no databases in that inside the DynamoDB. Okay, databases services that offer the highly performance scalability and automatically scaling the out through output capacity. Okay friends, I hope it will be clear of you. So move on the next friend. So question is telling a company is using the AWS free tier for the several AWS service for an application. What will happen if the free tier uses the period expire, or if the company used to exceed the free tier uses the limits? What will happen friends after the free it will be expired? So company it will be it's a it will be answered friends. The company will be the charged the standard pay as you go service rate for the users that excited the free tier uses. It's very easy friends, because when anyone it will be use the service, so this that like will service use and they will be pay that like. Okay, now move on the next friend, because in there the no explanation required, that's why it's not mentioned here. Okay, now move on the next friends. a company recently a company recently deployed on a Amazon AWS instance in its BPC virtual private cloud. The company needs to implement a stateful firewall to limit the traffic to the private corporate network. AWS service or a failure should the company use the limit network traffic directly to the RDS instance. What will the answer friends? I'm going to read once again friends. Be the careful, read it. A company recently deployed a Amazon RDS instance in its VPC virtual private cloud. Okay, the company needs to implement a stateful firewall. It's when you can see here the keyword firewall to limit traffic to private the corporate network. Question is telling which AWS service or features should the company use to limit network traffic directly to its RDS instance. You can see here the friends firewall is so security related, so keyword is very important friends. If anyone question it will be you will be not gets the right answer, so you can go through the keywords. Definitely your answer it will be probability it will be increased. So answer it will be the security groups. Explanation is here. Security groups are the fundamental components of the network security in the AWS. They act as a virtual firewalls that control inbound and outbound traffic at the instance level. Inbound it means the in your region, outbound it means other region. Okay, now move on the next friends, we will see the 56 number question. So which AWS service use the machine learning to help discover the monitor and protect the sensitive data that is stored in the Amazon S3 bucket? You know the friend S3 bucket. S3 bucket is the stored facility provided. You can see here the data stored in the Amazon S3 bucket. What will the answer? Amazon S3. Answer it will be Amazon machine. You can see here the Amazon machine. Enable the machine with with one selection in the AWS management console or the single API calls. Explanation is here why it will be the Amazon machine. Amazon machine is a security service that utilizes the machine learning to automatically discover the classifying and protect sensitive data in the AWS. Okay friends, now move on the next friend. We will see the 57 number question. A company wants to improve the overall availability and the performance if the application of its application that are hosted on the AWS. Which AWS service should the company use? Which one friends? What should we use? It will be use the AWS
global accelerator. Why it will be different? Because AWS Global Accelerator is a networking service that's improve the availability and the performance of the application by utilizing the AWS Global Network infrastructure. That's why it will be the AWS Global Accelerator. Okay, now move on to the next, friends. I hope it will be clear of you. Which AWS service or features identifies whether an AWS S3 bucket or IAM it's been identify and access management role has been shared with an external entity. What will answer, friends? Answer it will be AWS IAM access analyzer. Okay, now move on the next, friends. So question number 59. A company does a company does not want to rely on a elaborate forecasting to determine its use of a compute resource. Instead, the company wants to pay only for the resources that it uses. The company also needs the ability to increase or decrease its resources used to meet business requirements. Which pillar of the AWS will architect framework agile with their the requirements? Which one is the perfect friends for this requirement of the company? It will be the cost optimization. Without cost optimization, friends, they cannot be survive in our the AWS platform. Okay, cost optimization is very important because they will be used the multiple EC2 instance and all the services. So explanation is here. Cost optimization focus on the minimizing the value of resources while the minimizing cost. In this scenario, the company wants to pay only for the resources it uses. It's very simple. Which one service they will be used, then that will be paid. Which is the line with the goal and the cost optimization. Okay, friends, now move on next on the 60 number question. A company wants to launch the workload on the AWS and require the system to automatically recover from the failure. They wants to recover from the failure. Which one? Which pillar of the AWS well architect framework includes this requirement? It will be the reliability. That's why, friends, it will be automatically recover from the failure. Why it will be reliability focus on ensuring the system can recover from the failure and continue operating as intended. It involves the designing architecture that are the resilient, fault tolerant.